Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mr. Neil and Ms. Julie. Tonight we're going to be working on our Goshin Jutsus, or our self-defense pieces for Jiu-Jitsu, and be having a lot of fun with it. So without further ado, let's get started. Come to attention and bow. Let's go ahead and just start off by running in flex. And heels up, all the way up to your butt. And knees up. And back to your jog. And speed it up. And stop. All right, just down on your backs, crunches. Good.
All right.
And roll it over, push-ups.
We have Domenico, we have Rochelle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And stop. All right, back up. Next thing's we do a back fall. Back fall, so just back fall, just straight across, chin tucked in, and back up, just over and over. And side fall. Again, if you want to, make sure you're squatted down real close to the floor. Or if you need to, just sit all the way down.
Hi, Diana and family. There we go.
And if you need to, if you're not used to doing those, again, you can do it from a seated position, and just back and forth.
Nathan's here. Drea. Good to see you guys.
And stop. Good. Good, good, good. So, let's go ahead and get stretched out. What I'm going to do is just start with the wrists, because a lot of these things are going to be putting a lot of stress on those. Just take one hand and push that other wrist in and hold that tight. Not so much that it's painful, but enough that you can actually feel that stress. Relax, change it up other side. That's it. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Ready for the weekend? Big weekend. Woohoo! And pushing it back. And the other side, pushing that back. And now just rotate the wrists. You give me precursors. Do this.
Yeah.
And reverse it.
Since you're going to be locking my arms, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, arm and shoulder rotations. And back it up, reverse it. Good, and back and forth across the front. One arm over the top, then the opposite. One arm, then the other. And you go ahead and take one arm, pull it in. Nose itch. And relax, other arm. And relax. Down into a nice deep horse stance. Just keep those feet just apart there. Push back on the knees and flex off to one side. And off to the other side. Is there a hand? Is there something back there? Is there a disturbance in the force? Back to center. Stretch it down as far as you can, or pretty deep down in there. You should feel that stretch up in there. And just go ahead and, Nathan, I'm going to let you cheat this time. Just keep your hands on your knees. And relax. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first Goshin Jutsu, number 1. It's actually Ryote Dori is the name of this thing. So it's actually predicated off of a 2-hand grab. So Miss Julie actually grabs me with both hands. She's going to grab me with both hands, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back with my left hand and strike with the right.
Left foot.
Step back with the left foot, strike with the right. All right? So I'm going to reach down. I'm going to grab her wrist. My other hand's going to turn over. I'm going to turn around here just so you can see. And I've got her right against my chest, okay? So I'm actually going to isolate the wrist. As I grab the hand, I'm going to grab with the thumb inside and take it and twist it out until I tap. So what I'm doing is isolating that wrist, all right? So one more time so you can actually see. Go to the other side. Go to the other side. All right? So Miss Julie's going to come with the knee strike. I step back to get it out of the way of the knee. Backhand, reach down, grab the hand, take and turn around. I want to have one hand over, one hand under. The hand that's over the top, just isolating the wrist. The right hand, I'm actually just going to grab the thumb, grab the rest of the hand, and take it and twist it until they tap. All right, that's number 1. That's the first one.
You guys may recognize that any move is Wakigatame.
That's right, Miss Wakigatame. All right, so Miss Julie, this time I'm going to grab Miss Julie so I can give her wrist a little bit of a break, so I don't want to break my uke too much. All right, go ahead and beat up on me. Yeah, I'm done.
So I smack the back of his head, grab. The key to this is I'm going to change my elbow position. As I spin around, I'm going to twist arm, and my elbow comes up so that makes him bow down when I come back over and turn everything over and make him tap. All right?
All right, so do that a couple of times.
If you don't have a partner.
If you don't have a partner, just go ahead and stick your hands out. Again, this is predicated off of the uke actually bringing a knee up. So you just pretend that the uke brings the knee up, step back that left foot, strike with that right hand. Like Miss Julie says, the hand comes up and across, the right hand comes up and across, turn that left hand over. Comes up to your shoulder, turn in, pull it to your chest. You're going to have the hand that's going to be isolating the wrist, the other hand's going to be cupping that hand, and all you're going to do is just twist. Twist, twist, twist until they actually tap. All right? One more time. So Miss Julie and I are just right here. The uke comes up, knee strike. So we're going to step back, hand's going to come back, down, turn it up over the shoulder, turn it in, make sure it's up against the chest, taking, grabbing the wrist, grabbing the hand, pinching the thumb, pinching the rest of the hand, and twisting as you've got the wrist isolated. All right, so one more time to actually show you. Miss Julie's going to knee strike. I'm out of the way of that knee. Bam. Grab that hand. I come up to over my top of my shoulder there. There's a little bit of a different wording. I've actually got the wrist is actually isolated. The hand is actually twisted in, and it's taking twist until I tap. All right.
So the key to bringing everything down, as he brings everything down and twists my arm, that makes me bow. I can't keep my shoulders up if he does this lock. You gotta twist my arm this way.
Yeah.
Spin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
right? So I've actually got her down there. And then just twist it in.
But he doesn't have to keep bowing with it. If he keeps this lock and brings this shoulder over the top, that makes me bow. I can't stand up. He can.
All right. So that is the first one. You want to do it one more time, Miss Julie? Can we grab you? All right.
All right, he goes to knee. I step back, pull out, head up. Rolling everything over. You see how I get his shoulder off balance? So when you can see him from behind, when I bring everything up, and we spin around the front, and that trapping getting into the Wakigatame allows me to keep my balance while he loses his.
All right. You want to see if there's any questions on that one?
Yep.
So this one, we're going to go back and forth kind of a little bit. We're going to entertain any questions with it in between the class because it is a lot of little moving pieces to it. So just use a couple of seconds in there and just straighten it. Make sure everything's nice and limber there.
All
nice
right.
and limber. All righty. So that's the first one. The second one, I keep going back to my cheat sheet because my Japanese is not that good. I'm not Nathan. All right. So the second one is actually predicated off of a left lapel grab. It's called Hidari Eri Dori. Hidari Eri Dori. Okay? So this one's actually going to be taken down to the ground. So Miss Julie actually is going to grab. I'm going to reach up. I'm going to pin her hand. I'm going to step back and backhand once again. They seem to like these backhands. Now, it can be a closed fist backhand, or it can be open fingers, kind of across the eyes. It's kind of the old school way of doing it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace my hand here. My right hand comes back, replaces my left. My left hand's going to come up into the pocket of the shoulder, I'm going to turn Miss Julie around, just so you can see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take her and force her down to the ground. And then finish up however you want to. All right? So one more time, Miss Julie's grabbing my left lapel. I grab, pin, step back, backhand. Hand comes up, replaces the other hand, up into the pocket of the shoulder, and step forward and down. Make sure that you release the arm if you've got an uke. Release their arms so that they can actually catch themselves with both hands. It's almost like a front fall. You don't want to be shoving their face in to the ground too hard. Of course, this is one that's actually a bit of a self-defense piece. So it is one that is designed to actually kind of shove them pretty hard into the ground. All right, so I'm going to reach across, and this time Miss Julie's happy because I'm going to grab her.
His right hand, my left lapel. I secure that hand because it's my hand. Step away and hit. Get the hand. Step forward to go into the shoulder, again turning his shoulder off balance. I just spin around so you guys can see as I'm rolling everything in, I just take him to the ground, control that shoulder.
Sorry, just take that on that shoulder.
I know.
All right, so one last time. I reach up, pin, step back, backhand, or back claws across the face, replace one hand with the other, take, palm across the back of the shoulder, and just driving her to the ground.
All
And
right.
if you want to, if they're kind of hard, if you actually take your hand up in here, if it's somebody that's actually resisting you, take and saw up in there. That little blade of the arm right there, that little bone right there, does not feel very good in the back of the shoulder at all.
All right, so if you don't have an uke, you're going to trap with your left hand at your left shoulder. Step back with your left hand, strike with your right, and straighten out, strike with your right. Take their hand with your right. Step forward and go into their shoulder. And then just keep walking as you roll them to the ground. One more time, trap with your left. Step back with your left, strike with the right hand. Replace right hand, left hand. Step up to the shoulder and take them to the ground. Beautiful.
All right, with those right there, you can continue. There's not really a footwork after you start to take them to the ground. It's just until you got to take them to the ground. And there's no finishing after you take them to the ground. That's up to you.
Yeah, one of the ways to Goshin Jutsu is if you are affiliated with the karate or different from the one steps, is they really leave the ending up to you and not even really playing into it because they know it's an ever-evolving situation. All right, so that's if I reach out with my right hand and I grab on the same side. Sometimes people are going to reach across to the other shoulder or other lapel, and I'd be grabbing kind of a crossing thing. So that's what the next one's going to be. So if I grab Neil's right lapel with my right hand.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pin. So the same thing, I'm going to pin this time. This time I'm going to step in with an uppercut. As soon as their head goes back, her head will actually go back. As soon as I feel that, hand comes up. You want to raise their hand up above your head. You're going to take, everybody remember the butterfly of death? So if I were to open my hands up, I make a pretty butterfly. So I'm just going to take the wrist. We'll finish this up and then we'll go to that. I push the wrist in. I'm going to turn towards the thumb. As I take her to the ground. And then just finish up however I want to finish up.
All right. So Diana asked on number 2 if we swipe the foot or not. You do not swipe the foot. This is all body control. On number 2, when I have the arm and the shoulder, I'm literally just controlling the shoulder and arm. I'm able to control because I've got the elbow elongated and I'm pushing against it, so that pressure is going to make Neil want to bend and take him all the way to the ground. So
that's a really good question, though, because an asodagari would be beautiful, but you would really hurt somebody by doing that.
And if they really are that much bigger than you and that much stronger than you, one of the reasons they don't predicate endings on Goshin Jutsu is you can adapt a little bit. If Neil's really, which he is, a lot stronger than me, and he's fighting on this and starts bending his elbow, as I turn in, and one of the reasons I step in, there's nothing that says that step in is not kicking his knee out. It's not prescribed, but in a real self-defense scenario, if I needed to get him to fall, my step in would probably go right into the hamstring and just help me push him along, but it's not required. All right?
Does
that answer your question?
And cereal.
All right, we're going to give you a second on that one, but real quick, walk through the cross one again. I'm going to come from the other side so you guys can see Neil take me to the ground.
Yay! All right, so it's a cross lapel. So this time again, it's going to the right hand. I reach up, I pin. I'm going to pin with my left hand. I'm going to step in and uppercut to the chin. As soon as I feel her start to kind of step away, pull away, hand comes off. Both thumbs on the back of the hand. All my fingers are on the palm. I push in, keep it nice and tight. I'm going to step back and turn that wrist until she actually goes to the ground, then finish up however I want to.
Kotegaishi.
Kotegaishi. Kotegaishi is the name of that, actually, that wrist lock in there.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
Those of you that are in the advanced adult class have been seeing a lot of Kotegaishi.
All right. So you may grab you this time? You want to have fun with it?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to reach across and grab the right side of Miss Julie.
Try with my left hand. Step in, right foot, right hand uppercut. Come up underneath. Turn everything in. Make that nice, pretty square in this hand. I'm going to tilt his shoulders. As soon as his shoulders are coming down, I need to get my foot out of the way and bring him to the ground. It's a nice, tight circle, nice and small. It's not really that hard to get if you make everything really tight like this. If I push his elbow into his hips and everything's squared up, this tiny little bit already takes him off balance because it's all tight. If I'm out elongated like this, I have to do a lot of turning and fighting with him and muscles before it happens. But it doesn't take very much right there at all. So in the air, I want you guys to really practice this being small. So let's do it without a partner real quick first. They've grabbed your right lapel, so you trap with your left hand. Step up, uppercut. Come in and grab, pull it up. But you're going to bring everything down. If your elbows are on that square that we're making with their hand, probably their hand is too. And then it's push in and maybe 45 degrees. As you turn that, step back with your left foot. And that takes them right to the ground.
What Miss Julie is saying is absolutely 100% correct. And if you've got somebody that's real long or somebody that you're not comfortable with or that you really want to overpower, if I've got Miss Julie's wrist, what I'll actually do is I'll almost kind of come in. And I've actually see I've got my shoulders hunched up real, and I'm really, really close. Jiu-Jitsu is not a big, like she was saying, it's not a lot of space. If you find you're really far
out
away,
here, even I can fight.
She's going to beat me any day.
Right, I can win against this, and he's a lot stronger than I am.
Right.
In here, nothing. Even he can't win against me on this one.
Right. So I stay real tight. I almost kind of hunch over on this one, so I've got a lot of control there. So when I go to step back, my hands will actually, think T-Rex. T-Rex is actually working this.
He's going to turn just a little bit, maybe 10, 15 degrees until my shoulders are off balance. And then the rest of it's while he's stepping. So right here, I'm standing up nice and tall. Watch my thumb. It's very, very small. Right there, I'm already having to protect it a little bit. If I come up, it hurts. So tiny little bit. And then he steps and pulls.
Right? So, and then the question is like, do you punch? Do you get down and top mount? It all depends. I mean, if it's just one opponent or something like that, I'd probably get down and do a little bit of ground.
Yes, Diana, just like 7 from the side and fighting 11. This is the exact same wrist lock on this one. Kotegaishi. All right? So they grabbed your right lapel, trap, step forward with your right foot, uppercut. Bring their hand up, make everything all nice and tight, and make a small little twist. Now once their shoulders are off balance, step and turn. And essentially what you've done is you made them so uncomfortable that they have 2 options. They stand there and fight it and their wrist breaks, or they go to the ground. Most people fall because it hurts when you start breaking that balance off, the knees kind of go a little bit. There's sympathetic nerve reactions like this, but there are some people out there that their bodies don't work exactly the same way, and so the wrist will break before they'll fall.
And normally, a lot of times, that's the younger ones. So like Corey, our son, he's extremely flexible. Domenico's very flexible. We got a couple of the greens that's in the jiu-jitsu class that are extremely flexible. And there's just not a whole lot that you can do about them. That's when you really just want to stay in nice and tight and everything gets bundled up.
Fast.
Everything gets bundled up, all right? So one more time, Miss Julie's actually going to grab, pin, step in, uppercut, hand comes up, nice and tight, elbows in, and take it down to the ground. And she's mine. That's all there is to it right there. All right? Miss Julie, you get to do it one more time. One more time.
Yay! One more time. Pin and trap. Step up uppercut. Make that nice pretty square. Step and take move forward. Good? Turn down
I was
one.
expecting you to come up with it first.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. All right, is everybody good with that? Are there any questions with that one? Go ahead, if you've got any questions, we're going to take a second or two, see if you got anything.
Mr. Robert joined. Good to see you, Mr. Robert.
Hi, Mr. Robert.
All right, number 4. We call this the arm lock come along. They call it. Oh boy.
You need to read it?
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. So number 4 is actually Katayoni Dori.
He's been practicing the
Yeah,
names.
I've actually been watching. There's a really good series of videos. So if you get a chance to watch it on the Kodokan Goshin Jutsus, and it's about 45 minutes long. It looks like it's probably filmed in like the 40s or 50s, and they've got everything, including all the proper procedures and everything, and the proper ways of bowing, even the way of doing weapons. These first 4 that we're actually doing, this is part of the series that's actually unarmed attacks when held. So you're actually, they keep everything.
Right.
Then there's a series of them from distance, a series of them with swords, a series of them with blades, and a series of them with guns. So these are actually just the first 4 that we're actually doing. So,
So we've gone away from the I grab and I attack. So the 2 hand, of course, I was going to knee. Each one hand, I'm probably going to punch or whatever. This one, I'm kind of trying to kidnap somebody. So I came in, I grabbed Neil's wrist, and I'm guiding him along, and it's kind of that I'm walking along. That's why we call that the come along, the arm lock come along.
come along, grab. Yeah.
Because what I want to do is I want to lead him along, and so we're going to be walking a little bit from there. So if I'm standing on his right, my right hand is at his wrist, and my left hand is at his elbow. So the same hand, same side are down by the hand.
So she takes a step. I'm going to take a deeper step, real deep. I'm going to reach across. I'm going to grab her wrist. Make sure that you got a good base. What I'm going to do is then is I'm going to take a step up and side kick to the knee. Don't actually do that to your uke. Step down. I come up and around. And if you remember from the very first one that we did, up underneath, isolate the wrist again, and that same wrist lock. So pushing in and then turning to the turning towards the little finger.
The beautiful thing about this is why I pointed out right hand, right wrist. His hand is the same hand. I'm going to end up where my hand, I never have to let go. If we do this, I've done all of it. So if I don't let go, we have kind of this, one of those buddy grab, I don't know what you would call it, hand fast type of grab thing. If I'm holding his wrist, he's holding my wrist. If I just walk around him, we're set up for this. That's one of the things that does confuse people a little bit with doing it. So on the video, I really want you guys to just think about that. Wrist to wrist, I just walk around and my hand naturally turns his hand the way I want it to turn. So if we don't get caught up on the letting go and moving our hands, this is going to happen a little bit easier for you, all right? It's up to you.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
Right. So if Neil's leading me along, I'm holding onto his hand because he gave it to me. I step deep. I kick. I don't care which knee. It just really depends on where his feet are at the time. It could be this knee, it could be that knee. It's whatever one I can get. Set down. Do that grab. Bring it up. Spin around. And that brings me right to the wakigatami. I bring his hand to my hip. My arm is over. Everything is tipped. He's already bound. This is a beautiful way to get a wakigatami. Alright?
Alright, so one more time, Miss Julie has me. Nice deep step. Take out the knee. Arm comes up and around. I've got it up underneath the elbow, like Miss Julie says. I've got the wrist, I've got the hand. I push in, I turn, and she crosses.
Alright. So if you have no uke, you're going to kind of make scarecrow arms. We're walking along. We trap, step deep, side kick. Literally just spin your arm. Start going towards your back. Step left, step right, turn around. And as I spin, I bring everything over. So I've made that wakigatami happen with that motion. And that's going to turn the shoulders over. My left arm's holding on, back their hand, and twist. One more time, make your scarecrow. Grab their hand. Step deep, side kick, spin, 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 and make the lock happen.
Alrighty, so any questions about that one? Any questions?
Not in there yet.
Okay.
All right. Neil's walking me along. His hand's my hand. I step deep. Side kick, spin his arm all the way around, and set a walkie guitar.
So make sure that you're getting those wrists nice and stretched out there. I want to make sure everything is put together right with that. All right.
We're going to walk through all four.
So we're going to walk through all four one more time.
All right.
Yeah, we'll walk through all four of them.
All right.
So the first one, Miss Julie grabs both by hands. I see that knee coming up. I'm back. I backhand. Reach down, grab. Up and across. Notice how, just like before, hand grabbing the wrist, taking, push the hand in, and turn towards the pinky until they tap. That's number one. Number two, oh my gosh.
Same side.
Yeah, same side grab. Same side grab. So I'm actually going to take.
Trap.
What's that?
Trap.
Yeah.
Back.
Yep. So step back, take, step back, take, and backhand across it.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Good.
Step up.
So step up.
Go to the shoulder. Push
And
forward.
click and push across in the pocket of the shoulder with this one, or actually driving into the pocket of the shoulder with the wrist.
One more
All
time.
right, one more time. So step back. I'm just having a little bit of a brain problem here, right? Going to backhand one more time. Hand replaces the opposite hand. Hand replaces the opposite hand. Up into the back of the shoulder, and just driving them down to the ground. All right, so that's number two. Number three. She grabs the opposite lapel. I'm going to take, grab, step in, uppercut. Hand comes up. Take and push in, nice and tight. Step back, and they go to the ground. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does look funny without a partner. It does look funny without a partner.
Very much like one step.
Yep, okay, so this one's the come along grab. So Miss Julie takes me for a nice little walk there. I step forward nice and deep. Kick. Arm comes up, just like before. I've actually got the nice wrist lock right there. Hand in and twist until they tap. And the cat attacks.
All right.
All righty. So that is the 4 Goshin Jutsus. That's the first 4. There's 21 or 23 of them.
Yep. Our intent is on Friday nights, after we've really worked on a lot of intense curriculum, to be working through these. So the next time we go through them, we will start with the collar grab from behind and work the next 3 or 4 and keep working through those. Next week is stripe check. I did post a list of everything that is curriculum. Our cat wants to be on the video tonight. That is the curriculum for this month, but just so you guys know, we've worked extra things this month also, but everything that's going to be stripe check is what was planned in per se if we've done regular classes. So we're going to do Osotogari, the guillotine choke, the wrist lock flow, Morodogari, Udigarami, and the top mount escape, arm trap, leg trap, bridge and roll. If you guys do have any specific questions about it, we're going to work approximately half of it on Monday, approximately half of it on Wednesday. Don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can make sure to hit on those as we're working through with them on Monday and Wednesday. And probably do more Goshin Jutsus next Friday. Oh, yay, Miss Hanshi Baker, good to see you. So if you guys do have questions, reach out for us on that. Because this is wrapping up the month, we'll get into new things next month. Jay is making a schedule change for the classes. I don't know if it will impact ours or not, but if it does, obviously, whenever it's scheduled for, we're really thrilled you guys are all out here watching, and we're really happy to see you guys participate so much in it. So hopefully, if they keep going through the month of May, we get to do a lot of great things on that too. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. So again, if you got any questions or any concerns, any problems, any issues, send me an email. I'll get your questions answered. Julie and I can make sure that you have everything captured in there. And you notice that, so you karate folks, you see that there's going to be some pieces that can actually throw there in the toolbox and help you out. All right?
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.